All right, guys, welcome back to DoPanama. I'm here with another special report, and I am excited because you know what? There's so much going on. There's so many changes with permanent residency here in Panama. I wanted to get the real facts. I wanted to go straight to the source. So I contacted the Presidency, and I'm super excited and honored to have the Minister of Private Investment, Senor José Alejandro Rojas, with me today. Welcome, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Austin. Actually, I'm the one who's honored. Thank you very much for the space.
Oh man, I appreciate it. It's you know, there's just so much going on, and as you know, I'm a U.S. citizen, a permanent resident of Panama. I've been down here for 10 years, and it just blows me away, like every single day, how much I just love this country, and I want to help those out there around the world that are looking at Panama, that are considering relocating or investing in foreign countries. We want to show them Panama. So, you know, I wanted to bring you in here and ask you some questions about these residency programs. However, real quick, I want to talk a little bit about yourself and your position in the Presidency.
Well, sure. I'm the Minister of Private Investments in the country, and my job is pretty much to help attract investments through a part of an office we have called DoPanama, which is an authority for promoting exports and investments. But also, once those people come in and want to make their investment, that the red carpet and over bureaucracy doesn't get into the middle of their investment. So pretty much, you know, it's kind of a one-stop shop concierge service in which, you know, we are taking care of these good investors who want to make their investments and have, you know, in the shortest time span. That allows us as a country to have the most amount of jobs in the least amount of time. Hence, it would improve the ROI of those investors. So pretty much it's kind of, you know, cutting that red tape. That's on one aspect. On the other, I had a Secretary of Development and Competitiveness. So we're constantly looking at how we can make our country more competitive in three main matters.
Okay.
One is on that facilitating the investments.
Yep.
That's a unit of facilitating investments. The second one is on the unit of logistics matter. So how we can make our hub of hubs, our different hubs, more competitive, more digital, so that we can offer the better service or the best service possible to the rest of the world and the region. And the third is a unit for international services. So how we can make our services as competitive as possible.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, obviously, there's probably people out there that have never even heard of Panama, or maybe they've just heard, oh, the Panama Canal. They didn't know we had this massive metropolitan city. They didn't know we had over 500 gorgeous islands, or the highest scoring coffee in the world, which I have to say, go Panama. You know, we do produce the best coffee in the world. That's really neat. But on the aspect of investing and on the aspect of retirement or relocating, you know, there's younger people like myself and yourself that are now, we're seeing those gringos come down from the U.S. that said, hey, you know, I can do my work on a computer. What are some, in your eyes, the most largest benefits that Panama as a country offers expats looking at relocating somewhere?
Well, I mean, talking about the destination first, as you mentioned, I mean, we have an hour away both oceans, and specifically when we talk about the Atlantic Oceans, the Caribbean. I mean, only in San Blas we have over 365 pristine islands.
Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, like heaven on earth.
Yeah, and even the culture there, it's just as it was 500 years ago. So this is an ethnic part of it. There's also the mountains, the birds. I mean, we have more species of birds than any other country in the world. We're the only 3 countries in the world that are carbon negative. Panama is carbon negative. So, and the reason why I'm saying is the pandemic kind of changed the whole dynamic of what people are looking for.
Of course.
And I don't know if you saw John Kerry like a month and a half ago, and even Leonardo DiCaprio kind of challenging other countries, our neighboring countries, because a vast majority of our Pacific Ocean is now a reserve. So in this kind of, you know,
we're making
green
the first
and
steps.
blue, you know, we are a leader, a world leader on what's happening. So that's kind of on the Panama itself, but as where you wanted to go, I think it's, how come Panama is what's Panama different besides all that natural beauty and this city we have, and more than what we as government officials think, we can look at international living and many of these reports that say that Panama is the best place to retire in the world, or the second best. We're always fighting for that top spot, or for expats, and for that we have also like different regimes, so we can make it easy on these people who want to move to Panama, relocate to Panama. If it's an expat that has found a job, it's pretty much immediate that they can go through a friendly visas on aspect. So it takes 30 days to approve, and we have then different levels. So if you have a job in Panama, then you, in less than 30 days, through a friendly visa, and the U.S. is a friendly country, and as there's 50 countries that are considered friendly, or if you put in $200,000 in a time deposit, or if you invest $200,000, but it can be financed. So if you invest $50,000 and then finance the rest, you could go through friendly visas, and in less than 30 days, you would have your provisional residency for 2 years. After those 2 years, then it would be permanent. So we're talking about a $50,000 investment in real estate, or we're talking about a time deposit, or that you got a job. Now, the next step forward is, let's say I want to immediately be a Panamanian permanent resident. You would apply online, and in less than 30 days, you would get a permanent residency if you invest $300,000 in real estate.
And that could be land, that could be a condo, that can be a hotel, maybe someone out there is wanting to open a bed and breakfast.
Yes, sir. It could be an office. $300,000, or $500,000 on the Panamanian Stock Exchange in a Panamanian company. Or $750,000 in a time deposit. Now, because this is very geared towards investors, or if you create 5 jobs, $150,000 and you create 5 jobs. Now, because the world changed in the pandemic, and we kind of learned how to work from home, we have this new thing called the digital nomad visa.
Well, and this is interesting because we do see it, so many people, like even REI, they said they're never going to open their headquarters again. So how many people work for the administration of REI, the clothing brand, that now, why are you sitting in Medford, Oregon, or Seattle, Washington? It's cold, it's rainy, it's miserable. Tropics.
You can come here. You can come here if you have over $3,000 that you earn outside of Panama. You can come to Panama. You can, work from the Pacific archipelagos, the islands in the Pacific that, it's, besides that, it's only Galapagos, in the Pacific. Or you can work from the Caribbean in Bocas del Toro and San Blas, or from the mountains. You can live in Panama for 18 months. You only need to have some sort of either a salary or that you have a revenue over $3,000 outside of Panama. You can work from anywhere here and be here for 18 months.
Well, with that, how does one, if someone's out there watching right now saying, hey, that's me, and I'm looking to go, how does someone apply for that? Do they need to get an attorney, or can they do it on the government website? What's the process of someone going for the digital nomad visa?
You can apply online. And, pretty much you can be here for 18 months.
Awesome. And then what's the website for that?
I'll have to.
We'll put that in the text. We'll put that in the text for you. Well, that is awesome. So we have our most popular visa was the Friendly Nations. So, and we, and I've actually, a lot of people out there are like, oh, why did they change this? Why are they mucking everything up? Well, the Friendly Nation visa was being used, by people like myself. It wasn't illegal, but it wasn't intended for that. The ex-president had created it for a purpose, and then everybody started using it. Now, we made the changes to the Friendly Nations visa. And then also what we were just talking about, this qualified investor. For me, as you know, a gringo and someone that talks to a lot of people looking at Panama through our relocation program, is, man, this qualified investor visa just seems like just the way to go now.
Well, I mean, there are different levels, as you said. I mean, the Friendly Nations visa started when we had an unemployment of 4.5%.
Yeah.
Okay, that was pretty much nowhere in the world had an unemployment like that. And we're looking at attracting.
Please come.
attracting all this talent to help us build all the things that we're building.
Of course.
A pandemic changed everything.
Yes.
And we're looking for people who can invest in our country. Now, there's different levels, as we said. You know, if it depends on what you're looking for. If you want to live here, permanent residency, then you can have the $3,000 or $300,000. Now, the Friendly Nations, as we said, hey, if you have a job permit, check. If you have the $200,000 are financed or the time deposit, and then, but if you have none of that, but you have a revenue of $3,000 outside of Panama, you can do the digital nomad visa, which is 18 months. Now, everyone who's got their Friendly Nations visa, they're not losing their status. No?
I'm in.
So, I mean, you're part of us. We're all, you know, Panama is a melting pot.
You know, that's the thing, is I always notice that, you know, the Panamanian people like yourself are just so accommodating. Like, that's one of the things that attracts me. You know, everyone always says, oh, the beautiful mountains, the beautiful beaches. And I actually just did a vlog series, and I wanted to really point this out, not just Panamanians, but all the expats that live here. You know, what makes Panama so special for me is the people. You know, like, we're just a fun country, a loving country. I mean, it's just an incredible place. Like, I'm big on energy. I need positive and uplifting people around me for me to flourish in what I do. And so I found that, like, I hit level 3,000, you know, like, whoa, I love this country. Not only is it beautiful, not only is it warm, it's summer all year long, like literally all year. I know you guys like to call it the rainy season. I call it the green season. It's still sunny. It's still beautiful. Like, we get our jungle rains, but yeah, it's such a special place that that we all, you know, are looking to enjoy. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are looking to enjoy it.
Well, I mean, now that you say that, and that also has to do with investment. I mean, part of our biggest asset is that our people.
Yeah.
You know, when the Pope came over, and you know, it was beautiful to see how all the different religions, you know, were around, and in Panama we don't have those issues. I mean, here, despite of your religion, despite of your culture, despite of where you're coming from, everyone fits.
Yeah, okay? It's great.
And because of that, it's, you know, another huge asset that we have, specifically during a pandemic, is that we have that social peace. Okay? And that social peace and the best socio-economic and political stability in all of Latin America makes us also an attractive destination.
Yeah, safety is number one. I mean, in the back of your mind, you might not say, oh, I'm going there for safety, but in the back of your subconscious, that's a big deal for everybody.
Yeah.
No one wants to feel unsafe.
And here, I mean, yesterday I was with some friends who are from another country of Latin America, and they're, you know, here we feel so free. We can walk with our 2-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And that social peace and that socio-economic and political stability is very important when you're looking at where I'm going to put my investment.
Of course.
First of all, you don't have a currency exchange risk because it's a US dollar.
Yeah.
Okay? And second of all, I mean, we have a very strong, maybe the strongest democracy in all of Latin America. So you know that that investment is going to be protected. And in these moments of pandemic, that there was so much money printed out there in the US, in Europe, in many latitudes, right? And that money, it gets to a point that you're not going to have enough returns in those latitudes, in the US, in Europe.
Of course.
So you have to look at where can I get a better return. And emerging markets is the response to that. Now, there's not a better emerging market, I would say, in the world right now, having that US dollar and that socioeconomic and political stability than Panama.
Of course. And then you get all the other benefits. Like, one thing we don't talk a lot about is our gastronomic proposal. Like, I have so many clients coming in, clients looking to move multinational companies here that, attorneys look at me and say, hey, you're the cool gringo guy, you know all the restaurants, take this guy out, show him a good time. And it's just incredible to me, like, how every single time at the end of that experience, spending time and taking them to different restaurants, they're like, man, I cannot believe how amazing the food is here. It's just, there's so many little things. I always say it's about the little things. The birds tweeting in the morning, no matter where you go. It's just, it is a really special place.
And, it's the canal, the city, the Casco Viejo, having a lunch. You can have breakfast in the Caribbean, lunch in the Pacific, then be in a mountain. Panama is a very special place. We're very fond on having foreigners. Yep. We embrace them as our own, and on multinationals, that's one of the things that they prefer. I'll send you some testimonials so that you can post on the biggest CEOs in the world saying why Panama is the best place in Latin America to do business. Now, why am I saying that? Because one thing is for me to say it. The other thing is the testimonials of the biggest CEOs in the world.
That actually matter.
And because of that, during the pandemia, Panama, 28 multinationals have decided to establish in Panama. So we have 177 of the biggest companies in America and in Europe and in Asia established in Panama. And from here, they make the most important decisions for all of Latin America. Now, 28 multinationals shows that when you're looking at where you're going to have your operations,
of course,
they like the destination.
Dell opened its doors in Panama in 2003 as a customer contact center representing the first operation of the company in Central America. We decided to establish in the country due to its economic and political stability, security, strategic geographic location, and availability of highly qualified professionals. Our operation in Panama has been noteworthy for the growth of the company's business in Latin America, allowing us to help our customers and partners to develop and transform their businesses.
Hello. At Liberty Latin America, we're excited about the future with the heart of our operations in Panama. We have proudly been involved in the Panamanian market for many years. And we have seen the nation evolve into a digital hub for Latin America. I look forward to continuing this productive partnership as we seek to connect the unconnected and bring further growth and development for both our company and the nation of Panama.
Hello, my name is David Taylor, and I serve as the Chairman, President, and CEO of the Procter & Gamble Company. Today, Panama hosts our Latin American headquarters and also serves as our Central American and Caribbean markets headquarters, in addition to other distributor-based operations. Critical strategic decisions that impact our entire operations in Latin America are made in Panama, which hosts the largest number of P&G senior executives in the region. In Panama, we have found a business-friendly environment, and we're able to work successfully and very closely with 4 different Panamanian government administrations. We are thankful to Panama and its people for hosting us for the past 11 years, and we look forward to many more years together.
In Panama, our partnership has a few specific goals, clearly aligned to the digital hub strategy of the national government. Financial inclusion remains job number 1. We'll be implementing payment technologies across the public sector to support this and Panama's digital transformation process. Now more than ever, financially excluded populations need our help. Last year, we doubled down on financial inclusion and committed to bring 1 billion people, 50 million small businesses, and 25 million women-run businesses into the digital economy. At MasterCard, we continue to find new ways to live up to our commitment to rebuilding a more inclusive and sustainable economy that opens up opportunities, not divides. Without question, this agreement strengthens the collaboration between the Government of Panama and MasterCard to put the digital hub strategy into action.
Hello, my name is Andres Kluski. I'm the CEO and President of the AS Corporation. We are one of the largest developers and operators of renewable energy in the world. In Panama, we have been operating for 20 years and have had a very good experience in Panama. So in the case of Panama, we are creating an energy hub to supply energy not only to the electric sector, but other sectors as well. So that includes industries, that includes transportation. And we found a very supportive environment in Panama. So I invite all of you to consider Panama as a destination for your investments.
Well, and you know, I like talking about the big boys, but you know, a lot of people I work with also are higher middle class, you know, people that are in the US that always had that dream to have a bed and breakfast in a restaurant or maybe a fishing lodge, a hotel. And I know Panama just created this incentive, and I want to talk about this because there's the big boys and then there's the medium guys that want to do something awesome. They want to invest and they want to be in tourism. So we have this new tourism investment incentive, and I know it's not, you can't use it here in the city, but it's anywhere in the interior. Can we go over a little bit of the details? I'd like to understand it more, and I know that the viewers out there would love to know, what does the investment incentive for tourism consist of, and what does it give?
Before we go that, because it's those normal one-on-one people that have really helped us transform our country in the last 500 years. So those are the most important ones.
Yeah.
The ones looking at us right now. Let's not forget that we also have a pensionado visa. So if you're a retiree and you have over $1,000 or more monthly in your either private fund or the Social Security for $1,000, then you can also have the pensionado visa.
And that's a permanent visa as well.
Yes.
And it comes with tons of benefits.
Tons of them.
You can write me, I'll give you all the benefits.
I mean, 25% discount on many things, and 15% discount and relocation, a bond, and but I wanted just to have
That's
that.
good. Yeah,
now,
thank you.
On the tourism law, Law 122, it applies to anywhere but the District of Panama. So anywhere but the city.
Okay.
Okay? The whole country but the city. If you make an investment in tourism, you would get tax credits for 100% of your investment. But those tax credits are tradable.
Okay.
So let's say invest $1 million.
Okay.
No, you would need to go through the Panamanian Stock Exchange. But those are $1 million, then I would have $1 million of tax credits that I could either use, or you could then transfer to someone who's gonna need them, okay? And you will get obviously a discount on it, because the first 2 years they won't be able to use a tax credit, whomever buys it from you.
Okay.
But then from year 3 to the next 7 years, so a time span of 9 years,
yeah.
The first 2 they cannot use a tax credit. They could deduct up until 15% of that $1 million. So, but the important thing here is that $1 million investment, or whatever the amount is,
yep.
200K.
200,
there's no either a ceiling nor a bottom.
Okay.
Can be transformed into a tax credit that you could sell it to someone else.
What happens if, okay, for example, a client comes down, they're investing $1 million, they're buying a hotel. Mm-hmm. They get this $1 million in tax credit. If they want to hold on to it and use that tax credit, is that, for example, are they're taking a hotel tax every sale and they don't send it to the government in their taxes? How does that work?
Okay, yes, everything you said, but one thing, it needs to be a new investment, because it's for generating new jobs through construction, and then obviously on the operation. So it's everything you said, $1 million, and I build my own hotel,
okay,
or 500K,
or
$200,000, and I could either, have that tax credit. So when I have to go pay taxes, I don't have to pay taxes for that $1 million.
Gotcha.
Okay, through time, you cannot use it your first year. You would need to use it in a 7-year time span.
Gotcha. Okay.
So let's say it's a $150,000 tax credit that you can use per year. So you're getting your money back on your investment. Or you could invest that $1 million in your new hotel, and you could sell that tax credit to someone else who's gonna use it also on that 7-year time span, understanding that the first 2 years you're gonna use it.
Awesome, awesome. And so, obviously that doesn't apply for an already built hotel. No. But if I bought a hotel and I wanted to build more rooms, would that apply to the
new rooms?
The new rooms.
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, sir.
So anyone out there looking to buy a hotel or build a hotel or start a fishing operation or to start a tourism operation of any kind, anything in tourism, a restaurant, right? Restaurants in tourism. So restaurant owners, you want to come down and build a restaurant, there you have it. From the man himself, Senor José Alejandro Rojas. Man, I thank you so much for coming. And I want to remind our viewers out there, DoPanama Relocation, we are here for really one main reason, is just to keep you connected. As someone that's been down here for 10 years, from the United States, living in Panama as a permanent resident for almost 10 years, it's just incredible country, and I love helping people, whether it's through our magazine, through our videos like this, or if you're really serious about coming down to Panama, definitely check out our website, www.dopanama.com. We have a free seminar every month. It's a 3-hour seminar on Saturdays. You want to sign up for that just to get your feet wet. And then if you want to make that decision coming down, we would be honored to help you, and we look forward to seeing you in Panama. Thank you again, my friend. I appreciate you coming by and spending some time with us today.
Thank you.
Guys, we'll see you next time. This has been a special report from DoPanama. Thank you so much.